Sagittarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a September overview for you. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the month ahead, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Welcome back, you all, if you're returning here, and welcome if you're new. It's a pleasure to have you here and to share this time with you. And thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Sagittarius today. Sagittarius, I have a pre-shuffled oracle message that I want to convey to you now. Before we get into the tarot messages, I am going to end with a spirit animal oracle pull as well today. This first one comes by way of the deck, What We've Forgotten as a collective. And this isn't to say you have forgotten this, Sag. I think I'm only pulling one card for this pre-shuffled oracle because a spirit indicated that this is like the key, the code, right, to the magic for the month ahead for you. And your code for the magic and the frequency, the key frequency, is unconditional love. You know, as the saying goes, energy flows where our attention goes. So this month, you're being reminded that source is love. I just want to show you this card. Isn't that pretty? Source is love. We know this, don't we? Those of us on the spiritual path, because when you lean in, source will lean in too, toward you. So this card is like, think of it as a wink from source or a hug, if that's what you're ready for. And it's about letting the light of source wrap around you and let it move through you this month. And this also, when I was really peering into this image, as you can see, it's a triangle. And for me, this what I heard was body, mind, spirit integration. So you could actually, as that forms within you, so within, right, as above, so below. So a lot of you are activating the code of unconditional love. And it's this beautiful bathing in this frequency of compassion and light. I do believe that you have an opportunity this month to connect more deeply with Source in all things. Felt like a very big energy. And it's because you're doing a lot of work to integrate your body, mind, and spirit at this time. As we enter into autumn in the northern hemisphere or spring in the southern. I love September. All right. 7 of Cups and Death. Big transformation. A lot of choices up ahead, Sag. Where you find yourself, there's some big choices that you're making up ahead. I'm hearing that. Big choices. All right. What I'm doing now, I'm doing a little bit of a derivative of my typical, as I normally do. I felt like I wanted to initially just start out with, where have you been? Where have you been, Sag? What's been happening? We're going to go into, they told me not to shuffle anymore. No wonder. I pulled the Empress. Chariot to the Empress to the Six of Pentacles. This is where you have been. Nurturing yourself. It's like that Empress of empowerment. At the bottom of the deck, you did have a period of time where you may have to abandon a few things. So you could focus on yourself. I love the Chariot and the Empress together. I mean, this is beautiful energy, Sag. I mean, talk about unconditional love. It's a two-way street, though. It literally is. The more that you lean in, Spirit leans in with you, for you, beside you, through you. And I do believe you've been tapping into this beautiful divine feminine goddess, right? The cloak of the goddess. Ooh, I just got goosebumps because it's something that wherever you are as a gender, okay, it does not matter. When you wear the cloak of the goddess, you are bathing yourself in self-love, self-nurturing, self-care, self-acceptance. And it feels fertile. It feels pregnant with possibility. It feels like anything is possible when you're sitting in Empress energy. You're calling, summoning things to you, Sag. And they could have been by way of, gorgeous experiences, luxury, the finer things I'm hearing for some of you. As you can see, look at her. I mean, doesn't that just say luxury? Yeah. And an increase, an upswing of confidence because you're pouring into this divine feminine energy, just like Source. You pour into the divine feminine, the goddess. Doesn't she pour back? So I'm getting this beautiful mutual reciprocity, this beautiful dance that you've been in the recent past with this beautiful feminine energy, this quality of self-love. And when we do that, y'all, I mean, you feel like you're in true balance. As you can see, we have the representation of the yin and yang coming into true balance as you've moved forward on your path. Some of you could be traveling to more luxurious areas in your country, and you're experiencing connections that are very giving to you and nurturing to you. You know, it's just this mutual energy, this spirit of love and this spirit of fertileness. Ooh, it feels really good to me. Really good to me. So you have tapped into the goddess, right? I'm getting it. You've tapped in to the goddess, the great goddess. The divine feminine. I love that. I mean, stay there a spell. Don't bypass this beautiful opportunity that you've given yourself to love yourself and to connect deeply with your body, your mind, your spirit, and source. All right, now let's go into the overall general energy for the month of September. I love where you've been. I feel like this is a ... continuation. You're like, well, I'm going to keep going. If this is how it feels, I'm just going to keep going. In other words, you found a beautiful current in this beautiful boat on this beautiful sea current, right? And it is. Wow, it's interesting. Spirit's just indicating, look at that waterway. And it is. It's this beautiful bathing of love. All right, Sag. You're making me feel all dreamy over here. I'm like, ooh, something makes me feel dreamy. Are you feeling dreamy? Daydreamy? Hierophant. Ooh, la la. Okay. Opportunity. 9 of Wands. Ooh, 7 of Swords in the challenge. You know, you're definitely showing me that it took some time for you to discover this about yourself. To say, you know what, I need to sit and rest and do some repairs in my ability to trust my path. 9 of Pentacles, what you don't see coming. 9 of Cups. We're going to leave that there. We're going to talk about that one in a minute. But I love this energy because you have a new commitment to your own truth. The Hierophant energy is our moral code. It's the things that we want to commit to. You're showing me that you might have something that you want to commit to or deepen, but you might be a little bit worried about going further. Something about this 9 of Wands energy is making me feel a bit uneasy. I'm not sure why. This is a time period in the month of September where you might need to be careful with what you commit to, all right? Whether you can trust in that or not. Interesting. Oh, the Empress is at the bottom of this deck. I just want to make sure I have it. Empress, the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. Well, here's the thing. You're committed to yourself, love, and self-nurturing. Wow, the sun hasn't been out at all today, and it just peeked through. So there's definitely an opportunity for you to open up. The clouds are parting here for you, Sag. Okay, we have 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups in reverse, and the King of Swords. Yeah, you're showing me that you've had to pause and suspend investing in anything new so you could align with that part of you that wants to be more careful, more discerning about the things that you commit to. Now, this could be anything. We're going to go pretty broad with this because it does feel like your King of Swords energy has to do with, first of all, you've learned through the path of self-love and self-care, self-nurturing, giving to self, tapping into this beautiful current of unconditional love, that you're telling me it's taken you a minute to recalibrate in your mind around the choices that you're making in your life path. Seven of Cups in reverse is a great sign that you're now in a period where you're trusting yourself more because you're so deeply connected to self. I love the card in this deck. The Seven of Wands can look very different in every deck, but in the Light Seer's deck, she is honoring her own light. She's honoring her own spiritual path. So I do feel, Sag, what I'm seeing here is you are dedicated to your spiritual growth, to your spiritual core. And you now are a little bit more selective, especially if anything, this is the card of I don't know, because I'm thinking too many thoughts. I'm breaking it down. I'm pulling it apart too much. I've got too many competing thoughts. I'm not sure which way to go. But because you're exercising a lack of overthinking, then you're showing that you're moving through your wise, true mind, your wise self, deeply, deeply from a spiritual place, Sag, at this time. September, you need to trust every step you take because you're taking it outside of the confines of a confused place because you are in lockstep with your divine feminine creative force. Your Empress energy is the things you came here to create. You're coupling that with your deep, deep commitment to your spiritual truth, your spiritual connectivity to source, your spiritual work. So it's like almost like you're saying, you know what? I don't even need to make a choice because all the choices that I need to make have to do with me and my connectivity to my own spirit. Everything else will just fall into place. This is the true meaning of surrender, Sag. You're telling me that you figured it out. You figured out what surrender meant for you, but that only came from having to really align with that part of you that needed to soften to yourself. Beautiful. I keep messing with the actual. I think I messed up in the way I shuffled, y'all. But we're gonna leave it that way because when I do that, it's just meant to happen. Because I do take reversals, but when I make a mistake like that, it wasn't a mistake. It was the way it was meant to be. So now I'm like, well, which way should I hold it, Spirit? We're gonna hold it this way. We have the Hierophant on the top. So it's like, allow the Hierophant in you, which is your spiritual guru, your soul. Really just stay in alignment this month with that because you just need to trust in that. You need to trust in the marriage between your intuition and your logical, practical mind. In other words, you've grown wise. You've grown wise. The opportunity, the Nine of Wands. You could have taken a little bit of a hit in some sector of your life, Sag, that you just say, all right, I just need to take some time and do some healing. I think your opportunity is to continue doing whatever that is because you develop the challenges because you started to almost take in a little bit too much around the way of tolerance in your wounding. You started to not trust certain situations. And when that happens, it's like, okay, Spirit says it's time to unpack a few things so you can process some recent events through the energy that you've completely aligned with in unconditional love. It's like, can you look at the things that have wounded you, Sag, from the light of the lens of unconditional love, right? Because Spirit is saying, let my light wrap around you. Let it move through you. How will you go about perceiving your wounds now? And I think that you're going to such a core, deep place that it's easier to look at these things. It's safer to look at these things. I'm very curious about what comes out. Seven of Swords in your opportunity, which you have in your challenge. What? Queen of Swords. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this is about healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. You've learned healthy boundaries. What can I say? You've learned healthy boundaries. And that comes from not having healthy boundaries. You need to trust in what you've built within you. You've fortified aspects of self where you now say, you know what? I used to have a high tolerance for these energies in my life. No more am I going to tolerate that. Person, place, or thing, behavior that takes away from me, that won't give to me. You have the Six of Pentacles satisfying this beautiful energy of give and take in your Empress energy. Your opportunity is to take that out into the world and trust. Trust in your boundaries now. You know how to erect them when needed. So when it comes to you trusting in whatever's coming towards you, you have what it takes to actually align with whatever is in alignment with you. And know, it's almost like you're telling me, there's things that I want to accomplish. There's things that I still have yet to do. Some of you are calling in a new opportunity to love something in a deeper way. Some of you, it is literally, you've been waiting on a new romance, right? Because the Knight of Cups is romance, and it's usually something new, especially with this. It's a Knight of Cups on riding a turtle, and you're like, now this person needs to find a horse, because I've been waiting for this right match for me for a long time. I'm waiting to align with this energy with someone that I have of interest. So far, I'm not seeing like could be a knight. I'm sorry, it could be a King of Swords, but I'm telling you that energy feels more like you. And what you've had to do here, they're pointing out, you've got a lot of overlap here. You've taken a lot up into your head in the way you've processed your wounding. It's like, oh, I'm figuring this shit out. I'm not going through this again. It's like, this is when you're like, I'm doing the healing work. I'm getting the healing books. I'm watching the podcast, almost like you've been taking it real serious, right? You've been taking your healing path real seriously. I love it. But now it's time to like loosen the grip a little bit on the healing work and trust in opening up to new opportunities, new experiences, because you have an opportunity right now to take those boundaries from that, what you don't see coming. I'm sorry, we're talking about that in a minute. The overall general energy is you're sitting in your masculine energy around your wisdom that you've learned. Your opportunity is to soften to that a little bit, okay? Consider the ways that you need to learn how to trust yourself when it comes to someone giving to you and you giving back. Some of you are seeing this played out in a particular relationship already, and it's not even about new love, okay? And you're trying to balance the energies of giving and taking. And you want to be more nurtured in this connection. And by nurturing the aspects of self within this connection, you're realizing, oh, the more I nurture myself, the more I put myself first and not demand it from someone else, the easier things are for me. But a lot of you, this is about you healing and going into your, cocoon of awareness in your spiritual growth and growing and learning. So you now can trust in the things that you invest in, but will invest equally back. Your opportunity is to continue doing that. But what we're seeing here is whoa. I do believe there's something coming in that's new. Some of you, it's just a new experience. Some of you, it could be a new person. Let's see though. The Seven of Swords, it's like, there's something deceptive here going on. I don't think it's self-deception. I think you literally have a hard time trusting people because of what you've been through, Sag. That one to come out. Yeah. And your challenge is, all right, this all came out in reverse. Yeah. The reason why is you had a situation with a potential water sign in your past. You're coming out of someone who abused your love for them. Someone who took it for granted. Someone has heavy water placements. Okay, this is in reverse. So this is someone who maybe would have played games with you. You're coming out of a hermit phase with this individual where you've done a lot of the healing work around this individual. And you're like, I'm not working with that. I am not going to work with things that I don't trust. I love this. No wonder everything came out. What's interesting is the star came out upright. Your challenge is knowing what is your star, which is you. You've learned. You've already learned. You lean into Swords, Swords leans into you. You lean into someone. Are they leaning? Are they leaning into? I'm over leaning. You know what I mean? So you're like, no. I feel that you've had a King of Cups in your past, male, female, doesn't matter. Someone who took advantage of your big, beautiful heart. And you're coming out of that hermit of learning about that. The challenge is you know now what to invest in and what not to, what's in alignment with you and what isn't when it comes to your star energy and trusting. It's almost as though someone may have been a bit of a trickster for you, but it served your unconditional love, Empress energy, and moving forward with your life, only investing in people who invest in you. You're letting the love wrap around you for self. And I feel like you're being cocooned and protected by spirit during this beautiful phase of discovery of self. And you're looking back, I think retrospectively, this past retrograde, we're in the shadow period, y'all. So this first half of September is pretty important. You're looking retrospectively back at the times that you forsook yourself around assigning someone deceptive to your star energy, knowing, wow, I really invested heavily in something that we were never going to be on the same page. And that was really a trial. I let it really wound me. See, but Spirit's pointing this out to you, Sag, because I see now. The deception is you didn't make a mistake in your discernment. I think you kind of knew all along, but here's the thing. You made exceptions. We do this. You made exceptions because you said, this person's my star energy, even though I can't trust them. We're not working together, but they're my star energy for sure. Your spirit's like, are you sure about that? Are you really going inward about that? Is your spirit telling you that? Or is that your star energy that you said, it's married, it's together, like this is it? So I think you've learned from multiple experiences, if you assign a person your star energy too soon, uh-oh. Spaghetti-o, So I think that what's beautiful about this is you're showing me that out of this spirit of self-love, healthy, now that we're talking now, we're really talking now, Sag, healthy boundaries, and not automatically assuming that someone's your wish come true when they're not even exhibiting it. So your challenge now, retrospectively, it's like you're retracing your steps and you're like tying all these loose ends in this beautiful healing phase. And now you know. Like I said, you already have this in the opening energy and this overall blanket of energy across September. But what I'm seeing here is that I don't think this is someone, let me just see. I want to be sure here. I want to be sure. Is this the person coming back? I just want to see. Let's just see. Because this is what you don't see coming. We have a Knight of Cups that's been taking their sweet ass time on a turtle. Is this a new Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or Mr.? Or is this an old? Let's see. Ooh. King of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Oh boy. Interesting. This is a fascinating one because maybe I should do all these reversals more often because it makes it spicier. All right. Okay. This is great. This is great. All right, y'all. What you don't see coming, Sag. I'm telling you, you were put through your paces, but you know what it taught you? It taught you to honor yourself. It taught you to love self. It taught you to lean into source. And it taught you to go, wait a minute, I'm leaning into this person, and this person ain't leaning back. And in fact, I just made them my wish come true, and they're putting me through hell. And now I'm so connected to my own spiritual core. It's almost like your spidey senses are going to go whoop, whoop, whoop the minute someone comes towards you and something's off. Because that's what you're showing me here. First of all, Spirit is saying, ooh, Sag, what you don't see coming. Something that's been taking its sweet ass time. Turtle energy, right? Wow, this is slow. You're coming out of a long wait. Okay? You're coming out of a long wait where this Mr., Mrs., Miss, whatever, whoever it is you've been waiting on to come forward, we're talking about somebody new. Okay? Somebody new. And I'm not here to give you false hope. What I'm here to tell you is that there's some sort of weight that's over around somebody more stable and solid. King of Pentacles. Okay? Carrying the Knight of Cups upright. The moon is coming out of being in reverse, which is you might have been in some pretty deep emotional waters for a while around secrets, mysteries, unknowns, uncertainties, all to serve healing of your wounding. We're talking about your shadow work. It's almost like you had person A, person B, person C. How many people you needed for you to learn the lesson of unconditional love for self, which is putting yourself first, which is having healthy boundaries. And now you're like, okay, I know where I kind of diverted from my path, which was basically me telling myself not to trust my intuition because I made exceptions, because I got swindled, right, by individuals who maybe didn't have the best of intentions. We can't say that the King of Cups abuses their power of love mercilessly, selfishly. Maybe you had some individuals in your passage that maybe they did take advantage. Maybe they, took more than they gave. That's a King of Cups in reverse for me. Here's the thing. If you can't trust something from the start and you're a little nervous, chances are you're never going to trust it. So I think now you know. When you know, right? So what I love to see is that you've had your time with the almost like the love bombing. Some of you have been love bombed a few times. And you're like, wow, okay. And then you're immediately like, wow, this is too good to be true. And this feels so good. And da-da-da. And then time passes and you've really committed to this, right? Be careful what you commit to. Stay so committed to your deep spiritual core, to your own values and morals, to your own healthy boundary setting, that whatever you give, the opportunity is to let it give back to you. But if you're getting beat up by something because it's not equal, then you now know. You're coming out of a period of uncertainty around your heart, your emotions. And now it's like you have a more practical approach to love. Doesn't mean you don't believe in the romanticism of it all, but you're marrying a new energy with it that you needed all along. Let me get some advice here. This has been pretty powerful work, Sag. I think a lot of you have learned what to trust and what not to trust. You are now in a period where it's time to celebrate your growth. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Celebrate how far you've come. You're at a time, a lot of people are getting the 7 of Pentacles, which is really, these were seeds of growth that we planted as a collective in our own personal evolution, in our own commitment to unconditional love. In the marriage between body, mind, and spirit, these wounds were necessary. And you're going to say that I didn't appreciate that pain, but pain is our greatest ally and our greatest teacher when we make peace with our paths or path. I think you're not so quick to assign star energy to any certain individual outside of you anymore because your star energy, I have every reason to believe, is now linked to you and your own spirit, where it belongs. This 5 of Swords. What is this? All right, there you go. There's that star energy. Yeah, you're like, you got some battle wounds. Now, I love this one. This 5 of Swords is more like, all right, walk away from the battlefield, Sag. Just walk away from the battlefield. Surrender. Your star energy is being lovingly protected. Okay? Because you now have your proper protection in place. Okay? Yeah. So your advice here is to stand your ground in your morals, in your connectivity to your own spiritual truth. Make wise choices around who you assign your star energy to. If you're fighting for anything in your life right now to remain, but everything is not working out, you're incongruent, it's not working, there's something around you waiting for a better opportunity, and the wait is almost over. Most of you watching this isn't about a relationship struggle. This is literally you saying, I am not going to do what I did in the past because look where it got me. And I'm not even seeing you afraid necessarily to open up. I think you're afraid that you're going to do it again. I know you're like, I'm ready for actually something to come in. I am, but only if it doesn't take away from me, only if it enhances my life, because you're in a beautiful place, Sag, in self. Let's get this spirit animal oracle. I love it. I love this for you. Unconditional love. speaks the loudest and the clearest when it comes to our energy and finding that match. I think too, you've been putting and biding your time when it comes to creating a lot more stability. If you want to just completely eliminate the idea of any kind of romantic love reading here, you really have been doing some beautiful, brilliant work about surrendering to unconditional love and honoring you. And it is actually increasing your monetary success, stability, and security. You have a beautiful outlook on life because of the path you've had. You are now fully integrated in your masculine and feminine energy. Aries had a similar reading, but a much different way, a much different twist. It's like you took a very, you're taking a very nurturing route. Not that Aries hasn't. It's just your energy is much more, they're learning how to be gentle and have more grace with themselves. Sag, it's like you're like, I know how to be gentle and graceful with myself. I just forgot for a little while because I let somebody take advantage of my love for them because I actually assigned them a role in my life that they couldn't live up to. But it doesn't mean you close yourself off forever. And I feel like you're now going, okay, I have boundaries. I have healthy boundaries. But now it's like, let me work with the universe. Let me pour into source and let source pour into me. I want to merge and blend a new energy into my life. I'm ready, Spirit. You're telling Spirit you're ready. And for you, it could be a new friend. It could be a new partner. It could be a new career opportunity. But something that you've been waiting for, the wait is over. We have a Knight of Pentacles upright. Okay? And a Knight of Pentacles in reverse signaling no more waiting with something new. Knight of Cups. A message of love. An opportunity for love. All right, let's see what the Spirit Animal Oracle is. Let me do this one. Cow Spirit. What is this? It's so cute. The miracles are endless. Yes, they are. The miracles are endless. I love this. The miracles are endless. And what does 1 and 5 break down to? I just saw 222. Partnership. We have 6, which is the energy of love and union. That's what 1 and 5 breaks down to. Okay, Cow Spirit. Oracle message. You are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly and in so many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow Spirit nudges you to pay attention because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices with all this sword energy, actions, and behaviors that you know feed your soul and bring your heart contentment, which we had, that you aligned with perfectly in your recent past. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion, this overall general energy, in the past. Love this. Begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Stay positive and share your well-being with others, Sag. The more you share, the more you will manifest. So be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. Wow. Wow. I love it. You embrace that Cow Spirit, you will never run out of miracles, Sag. All right. Source is giving you a big, beautiful wink right now in the month of September. Enjoy it. Let your code keyword be unconditional love and the marriage between your body, mind, and spirit in this particular month of your life. Take care. I'll see you soon.